Heads up, because The View is live. GOP Stampede. House Republicans storm yesterday's closed-door impeachment hearings, demanding answers and delaying proceedings.
We want to know what's going on.
Were they answering the president's call to get tougher? Plus, Oscar winner Michael Douglas on the new kind of War of the Roses brewing on his series, The Kaminsky Method, and why he encouraged his son Cameron to share the whole story of his battle and comeback from drug addiction. And we're making Disney history when 6 extraordinary women who originated iconic roles in Disney on Broadway classics unite for the first time ever on our stage. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Yesterday, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz led a stampede of House Republicans into the basement of the Capitol to storm the closed-door House impeachment inquiry, demanding to know what's going on in there. Now, there are already Republicans in there, by the way, who are hearing the testimony that's going on. It's happening. And so, listening to who said get tougher on impeachment, or was this just theater?
Because Trump said that any never-Trumpers are considered scum. He called them scum in a tweet. He's very presidential, isn't he? But so they don't want to be labeled as scum and thrown out of their job. And it's just based on pure, fear. Just fear and cowardice, in my opinion.
Well, I think Trump is also afraid. I think after Taylor's testimony that clearly tied him to this quid pro quo, I think he's running scared, and he's sort of trying to gin up this support. Yeah. But, in the law, we often say if you can't attack the facts, you attack the process. Mm-hmm. And so now you have the Republicans saying, oh, this is closed-door hearings, and we need to be a part of it. And I think that's really what you're hearing. And Whoopi, what you said is really true. There are about 103 members investigating this inquiry, this impeachment inquiry. There are 48 Republicans of those 103 members.
So what are they
it's
saying?
almost
They're not
half.
there.
They're represented. So this is nothing but political theater, and I really think it's just like much ado about nothing. But it was illegal. It felt a lot like witness intimidation to me, because we know that this was a Defense Department official, and I just, by anyone else would be, I think criminally investigated for that.
I'm sorry, I'm really distracted by the pharmacy that is
there is a pharmacy going on.
I got your back, and tissues and cough drops and the whole thing.
Well, I have an upper respiratory virus sort of thing, but I'm not contagious anymore. So I thought I would come in. Now. Yeah. And a lot of people online are saying, do you have what Whoopi had? And the answer is no, I don't. I have a bad cold. That's it.
Yeah, and now I'm going to have it.
No, I did not hug you or touch you or this entire thing, not like I usually do.
My biggest issue
I
with...
tried to hug you, but you wouldn't let me.
Yeah, no, you're good about that. And you warn guests when they come on, don't hug me. My biggest... And I say this a lot, I don't belong in this time in history, on television and politics, because everything has become a spectacle. Everything is about, how can I make this about myself? I do wonder if that would have happened yesterday if cable news didn't exist, if the president wasn't watching them. Matt Gaetz, who was the ringleader of this, apparently he's filming some HBO show called The Swamp, and as part of this, he let the crew come in with them to show the spectacle, show what was going on. And then according to Chad Pergram at Fox, who's a great friend of mine, a great reporter, said that some of the Republicans were asking to be arrested just to make it a bigger deal. Look, I think the hypocrisy is everywhere. So like everything is political, but at the end of the day, if you are one of their constituents, doesn't this frustrate you? But there's no substance here.
90% of Republicans still back the president.
If not higher.
It's getting higher.
92 in some.
But what does that mean
But
in
I will
terms of
say,
numbers, though?
just really quick on this issue, and then I'll go to that. I hate political stunts across the board in general. I think we elect people in order to serve in Congress. In 2016, when Democrats held a 26-hour protest on the Senate floor over gun control, remember the sit-in? I thought it was party politics, optics, just simply for protests and sake of the cameras, like Abby, like you're saying. And I think Democrats shouldn't be doing it. Republicans shouldn't be doing it. I think we elect you to get your freaking job done one way or the other. And when you're sitting on a sit-in for 26 hours, or you're doing what Republicans did yesterday, it's the reason why Congress has a 13% approval rating. Because it looks like, by the way, Matt Gaetz, when did you become a TV star or want to be a TV star? You want to do that? Get the hell out of Congress. Get a TV job. But you're probably not more interested enough to do it.
Boring.
That's what I mean, though. But but this room that you're talking about that he went into is the skiff room, and it's meant to be complete. You're not allowed to have cell phones in it. You're not to have cameras in it. It's completely. You're not supposed to. It's supposed to be a completely secure room.
No more.
They ordered
Obviously
pizza
no
as
more.
part of the stunt.
But I just think if you have a problem with this, you should have a problem with what happened in 2016,
But
which I said.
wasn't Benghazi a closed hearing also?
Well, you know what's so interesting about that is Trey Gowdy at the time praised the closed hearings. He said so much more gets done if the hearings are closed. So when we talk about the hypocrisy, just play back a couple years ago when it was reversed and it was Democrats that were being grilled.
Look, prop politics, prop commentary, publicity stunt politics and commentary is the lowest common denominator, reductive form of politics and commentary. I hate it more than anything else in politics.
I wish I understood what the point was. Well, because it wasn't like there were no Republicans in the room. That's the part I don't get.
13
what was the
of them that were supposed to be in there were part of this march.
Well, but if you were in the room,
just theater.
You want to know you keep saying you want to know what's going on. You're sitting there, the man is talking to you, people telling you what's going on, and this is what you choose to do. That's the part I didn't get.
I wish delay tactic.
I would like them to get their wish anyway. Let the whole thing come out in about 3 weeks. We're going to have the impeachment inquiry on television. Everybody's going to see everything. I wish they had seen what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Bill Taylor.
Bill Taylor.
Well, they will.
But I think your point is valid. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, because I think across the board, Democrats and Republicans, I'm sick of all of this. No one knows who to trust anymore. Most Republicans, as you were pointing out, are, when you're going into red states in the middle of the country, they are vehemently against impeachment hearings. And I think, show us what this is, everyone, and then let the American public make the decision on their own.
And 55% of respondents to a Quinnipiac poll yesterday approved of the impeachment inquiry. Americans approved of the impeachment inquiry.
And that's getting bigger every day.
But you know what, there's a certain window, though. I do think that Republicans are trying to delay time, because if it doesn't happen before the new year, you've got the Iowa primary. I know we got to go, but I do think there's a window. If they don't get it done,
we will be right back with more.
Later, thruple standard? The married congresswoman under fire for allegedly inviting one of her campaign staffers into the relationship. Would this be treated much differently if she was a congressman?
I don't know if this will come as a surprise to some of you, but many workplaces have set policies against office dating in the wake of the Me Too movement. But a Cosmopolitan survey of 800 millennial women say most of them still have no problem with the idea of going out with a co-worker, and that they feel as empowered as ever to speak up if it interferes with workplace dynamics. Do you think there needs to be a policy? Are things changing?
Well, where are you going to meet them?
At work.
You have to go on Tinder, and they're around the corner and they're looking for some action.
Work. This is happening at work. This is if you're going out with your boss. This is what that's about.
But they're saying you shouldn't do that.
No, they're saying, what's the big deal?
I'm a millennial, and I don't have a problem with it either.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times today, people are working much longer hours. So if you're going to date anybody, it's likely going to be someone that you work with, or that works near you, or that you know. And I feel like we're adults. If you're going to make a decision to work with someone, it's different if you're a 20-year-old assistant and your boss is CEO and he's, 56 years old. That's different. You make that decision. If you break up and it's awkward, that's your problem. And I hope that you're adults and you can act that way. But let's say that you can't date and
it's such
but
a
what
bad
happens
idea.
when you break up is if the person who you're sleeping with has more power than you, and I'm not,
but it's not
then
that
they
way.
stay and you get the hate.
Or rises in each other. You can go on Tinder. You can go on these websites. You can go on fishing. What was it?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish, and all these plenty. Of,
Grinder, Hinge. There's a whole.
There's so many.
plethora of
And that's not
programs.
catfish, by the way.
Yeah, and so why do that? You know, even though you do spend a lot of time at work, I just think it really is. It can be
But
professional
you can't
suicide.
help yourself sometimes. You're totally attracted, like I am to Brian.
We love Brian.
Control myself every day, you know?
It's just. I think it's just.
Okay.
It's a really bad idea.
Yes.
Well, I
across the
actually,
board.
Well, I would never do it ever. And I
Yeah.
think that dating is such a landmine field, especially for people in media. And Sunny, you and I are consistently on the same page about
Yeah.
this. I don't know where the line is in general right now. And I think if you're a man or woman and you are on TV or have any kind of power in media or anything, you better make very clear your boundaries,
Yeah.
who's dating for what reason. I mean, I think I just got in under it, like what society accepts right now, because I don't think I could date if I were single right now, because I genuinely don't know what society's rules are. Like, I don't know if I had a conversation with a guy friend of mine that said he doesn't know when he's allowed to kiss a woman anymore because he doesn't know what nonverbal cues are,
But see,
which
that's
was
the
one of the things
problem,
brought
though.
up with Aziz Ansari. So for me, it's like, I think we're going to have the culture we're at right now is going to have a lot of ramifications, but I would rather just be celibate than
But see,
date
that's
anyone
the
I work
problem.
with.
I actually think that that's
you don't
the smart
you-
move.
Right now,
agree.
that
right
makes
in this
sense.
era,
Yeah.
But
the
you know what?
ramifications
But I
are
think-
so
It
dangerous.
can ruin your career.
But I-
Professional
But I also
suicide.
think that this can actually hold women back, because I had a conversation with a friend who works in banking, and he said, we don't do happy hour with women anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't go to
Because-
happy hour.
Well,
Nothing
but that
good
used
can
to be-
happen.
I
Cancel
agree,
happy
but
hour.
And
I
drinking.
agree, I agree with the happy hour, but just the general sense of like, let's,
don't think it's good
let's
for culture.
divide ourselves as much as possible, and let's not have normal human interactions
But you
anymore.
can have normal professional interactions
I
without
think we've
the
swung a bit too
alcohol
far
and the
on this.
sex.
And to Megan's point, people are just afraid to do anything, which
For-
I don't like living in that world. I don't choose
At our
that.
show, there's no danger. They're either gay or married, so.
Married, I don't know.
We have a lot of single young producers.
No,
on
we
the
don't.
show.
Do
Yeah,
we?
we do.
Do
Great
we? I
producers.
never see them.
I'm just glad I've never been.
They hide
I
them
was
from
so
me.
against getting married for a long time. Thank God I'm married.
Yeah.
For real. Like, thank God that I don't ever have to date again, because this is way too confusing for everyone.
Okay.
Well, since we're, getting ready to
Yeah.
go to break, I'm just going to say that you know when to kiss a young lady or a young man when you ask them.
Well, I said
That's
that.
There's a conversation to be had, and we have to go, and that's all I have to say. Bye.
Here for many years. This is a very sad story. She lost her battle with ovarian cancer this week. She worked at ABC for 16 years, and her first job was at The View. She was only 39 years old, and she leaves behind her husband, Jerry, and two lovely twins. Our hearts go out to her family. It's a very, very sad story. A 39-year-old girl, and it was a short illness, and she just passed away.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's heartbreaking.
She was
I'm so
Barbara's
sorry.
assistant for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know her, but everyone I've talked to said she had the most contagious laugh. When she walked in the room, you knew she was there.
Yeah.
Ah,
Just tragic.
Yeah.
Yes.
our love to her family.
So make sure that you get yourself checked.
Yeah.
If you're walking around today, make sure you check yourself. Make sure that you're doing fine. Okay? So now I have kind of silly announcement to make, and that is this. So this summer, I'm doing Dolores Van Cartier in a limited theater run of Sister Act in London.
Yeah.
And so
I'm sorry, we're all going to have to fly to London to see you do
wanna
it.
go.
Come
We
on.
get tickets.
well,
Yeah.
I think you can. I mean, it's
Can you hook us up?
I will.
I know.
I mean, the great part of this has been, I don't know. I've been trying to get Sister Act 3 up and running, and really met with a lot of resistance of people saying nobody wants to see it. It's dated. It's
I don't
old.
understand that.
I didn't either.
There's
but
no way. Everybody loves that movie, all generations.
It's true. So these guys, the folks that did Sister Act on stage, said, "Listen, would you come and do Dolores, and we'll make some adjustments because I'm a little older than I was, but I'm not very much different than I was." But, and I said, "Yeah." And so we're going to London to do it for I think 7 weeks or so.
You know what? Old nuns are even funnier.
Old nuns are really fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about
Right?
this.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited, and I'll have some fun. And if you happen to be around, come see me. And Go, if you're in the city, go see Mario Cantone's show at
the
Carlisle. He is, Joyce, the best he's ever been.
I know, I was too sick to go to.
I know, it is the greatest. He's an extraordinary voice. He is funny as hell. If you have some time, go see him because you will not.
He's a big talent, Mario.
He's a huge talent.
It's also the best martini in the city at that bar.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know that.
It's my favorite.
It's a little pricey, but you know,
spend money,
but take care of yourself. So take yourself out to do
it's not
something
cheap.
nice
It's
for
not
yourself.
Olive
It's
Garden.
not cheap, but you know what? We know where to go for cheap. If you don't want to do something cheap this weekend and you got a little dough, go see Mario.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.